win. I thought we, got out of the gate well, which was nice to see, and to having a 9-point lead at halftime was a different place for us. We haven't had many like that this year, so it was a good feeling to have a team, chasing us. But overall, I just think the blocks were significant. Just our length around the basket and our ability to alter and block those shots, 13 of them, and then the free throws, we're able to shoot those percentages. That was really the difference in the game for us tonight.
What do you attribute that to, the blocks especially?
Well, it was a part of our game plan. We knew Blackshear was really good at going off the dribble and getting by guys, and Holland the same thing. So we wanted to, have guys that were challenging those shots, and those were big momentum plays. Gaffney, it's just who he is. He has that timing, and with his length and how quick he jumps, it's like he could get to those shots. And JG did, and Kamani had a huge block, and Kamani had a really really good game. Obviously 14 and 14, and made that big shot in the paint, down the stretch when the clock was winding down.
You had said before that you were looking for something to hang your hat on. You think, obviously, the way the defense played tonight, that can be the thing?
I think we've been, pretty good, other than, the Loyola Chicago game, and that's probably it. Otherwise, we've been pretty good defensively all year. I think that our offense has to get better, and I hope it does. And guys that I know can make shots start doing it with a little more regularity. 3 for 20 from 3 and 31%. It's crazy that you can win a game like that against a good team.
What do you think they did on defense that really caused you guys to have to struggle?
We had to take a few, bombs because of, we were against the shot clock. I think the second half, Marr had to shoot a 30-footer, and so we had a couple of those, but there were still some good ones out there. We just got to step into them and make those type of shots.
I know it's still early, but do you feel that they're getting more comfortable together offensively, at least?
There were some good moments. There was some nice things. I like, Jay getting to the foul line. He really, I think, has the ability to do that, and so there are some things that you like, and then, we got to get a little more work on the blocks and in the paint. Getting the ball inside a touch more and trying to get some easier baskets, take some pressure off. Also, I think, getting stops and our transition in the first half, especially. I think we had 14 points off turnovers, so that was nice that our defense could take some pressure off our offense.
How about the atmosphere and the environment tonight, and kind of what seems like is developing a nice crosstown rivalry?
I thought it was a fun game to be a part of, and it was really like, it was a lively building. I think our fans showed up. It was terrific to see, that kind of support, in a season where, we've had some tough outcomes, but to see our crowd with that type of life and that kind of response tonight was, great. I think it was great for the kids to play in that environment.
Did you feel in the beginning both teams were maybe a little too juiced up, and that's why the game was a little sloppy in the first half?
I can't speak to them or what, we started well. I think we were up 16-5 early in the game, so we got off to the start we wanted to get off, and I think Holland, we lost him a couple of times, and he hit a couple of shots. They got, back into the game, but it was, I think, overall it was a defensive oriented game, and their stats are very good defensively, so they kind of figured that would be that type of game.
What's it like for you seeing Kamani put together these types of performances at this point in his career?
Just happy for him. He's a kid that's worked extremely hard and extremely loyal to the program, and really has grown to just know who he is as a basketball player, and he's just really efficient and doesn't try and do things that he's not capable of doing, and he was a rock for us tonight in this game.
Coach, have we seen the full capabilities of Marion yet?
Well, if you notice, Mar is he's got his wrist taped, and haven't really talked a lot about it, but he's been fighting through it, and it's starting to get a little better, and I think he's getting a little more comfortable with that. And and if you could imagine being a right-handed player, and that wrist you need to dribble and pass and shoot, so as a point guard it's an issue, but he's a tough kid and he's playing through it, and hopefully that'll continue to get better. And but he still did some great things. I mean, he closed the game out at the foul line. He never really realistically gave Grand Canyon a chance to cut the lead to the point where they had a legitimate chance to win.
With GCU's ability to rebound, how do you feel like you matched that intensity with the free throws?
Thought we did better in the first half of keeping them up the backboard, and we know Grand Canyon is a really good offensive rebounding team. I didn't like how we started the second half. They got an offensive rebound on a free throw, which led to points, and we just didn't get out of the gate quick. So, and then they took a lot of threes, so there were a lot of long rebounds, and everyone's got to get in there and secure the ball. So we got to do a better job of our defensive backboard.
You gave Woods and Cherry a hug after the game. What was that interaction like, and what did you tell them?
Yeah, it was everything I thought it would be. It would be, you're conflicted in how you feel because, again, you had so many games with those guys, and Holland and I got a chance to talk before briefly, and man, he's a warrior. He did everything he could to try and win the basketball game for his team. So, and I'm not surprised. That kid's got a lot of guts, and he fought side by side with me last year through one of the toughest years in the history of sports, especially if you're not doing well and you're going through COVID. And that kid just showed up every day and fought, and so I hope he has just all the success that he can have this year.
Does coaching guys like Woods and Cherry before make coaching against them or playing against them that much tougher for you?
I was waiting for the other shoe to drop. Just those guys, the revenge and hitting a big three or a timely shot. And Tayshaun, I think, took 2 charges, so I remember him doing that. For us when he played here, and he was probably on the floor about 10 times at least. Just he's with that type of hustle that he has, and then Holland just like he was dialed in, man. I know he wanted to have as good a game as he could possibly have. I would expect nothing less from him.
You guys good?
Thank you, guys.